Stop whatever you're doing because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a scandal. It's the decade's biggest scandal. The internet is ablaze with gossip blogs, and the streets are echoing with rumors. According to insiders, Chrissy Lampkin, the same Chrissy who established her brand on drama diamonds and Dipset loyalty, is now facing the harsh reality of a courtroom ruling. It has been confirmed that Chrissy has been discovered lying under oath regarding her purportedly explosive affair with Camron. You heard me correctly. The Dipset Don Jim Jones' best buddy turned forbidden flame. How did we get here? Was it pure recklessness, desire, or treachery? Chrissy genuinely thought she could outsmart the courts in the same manner she did with the Love and Hip Hop cast. The betrayal goes deeper than anybody could have predicted, shattering friendships, families, and that there are apparently innumerable receipts, and Jim Jones' response will leave you stunned. You may think you've witnessed drama, but you haven't yet. Stay tuned in. This is the expose the world has been waiting for, and believe me, it's going to get even worse. As they say, when you play filthy games, you should anticipate a dirty prize. For Chrissy Lampkin, that prize resembles a frigid steel jail cell. The courtroom doors slammed behind her, but it wasn't the gal's echo that everyone was stunned by the story's utter insolence. Chrissy Lampkin, who used to walk across reality TV screens as if she owned the entire network, was suddenly at the center of a scandal so ugly that at the core of it lay betrayal and a name that has plagued the Dipset legacy for years. For months, rumors swirled that it was so shocking that even seasoned court reporters were blinking twice. Was there more than friendship between Chrissy and Camron, or had their hazy boundaries devolved into outright treachery? The internet was generating stories about Chrissy and Camron more quickly than she could upload selfies. But as of right now, before she spoke in court based on explosive testimony and leaked court documents, which, by the way, were allegedly leaked to specific bloggers, it was all just haphazard rumor mill. Anonymously, Chrissy Lampkin appeared before a judge and declared under oath that she had no improper contact with Camron and that she was only Jim Jones' faithful fiancée, a lady who was unfairly singled out by haters. And the problem with lying under oath is that it's not only terrible PR, it's perjury, and perjury is a first-class ticket to prison, according to sources inside the courtroom. Explained how the prosecution revealed a supposedly secret film that was grainy and shaky, but indisputably damaging, showing Chrissy and Camron getting too friendly during a purported business meeting. And by cozy, we don't mean side embraces. And courteous chat, we're talking about full-on lip locks, secret booths, and whispered conversations that no commercial transaction in history has ever needed. The jury gasped as Jim Jones, who was seated in the rear of the courtroom, allegedly hung with his head in his hands. Chrissy gazed straight ahead, her jaw clenched so tightly that it could shatter glass. If that wasn't awful enough, open court communications containing familiarity were read aloud from texts between Chrissy and Camron, with flirtations, covert plans for meetings, and discussions about keeping things private. You could almost hear the nationwide gasp of Dipset fans. Now, let's face it, Chrissy has never really been the epitome of tact. She built a reality TV career on drama, controversy, and memorable meltdowns long before this issue erupted. You may recall the famous punch she delivered to Camilla on Love and Hip Hop, or the innumerable instances in which she insisted that Jim put a ring on it while sobbing and shouting in front of large crowds throughout the country. Chrissy thrived on drama and seemed to have a voracious appetite for it. Put her in hot water, but wait, it gets worse. If you thought Chrissy's perjury accusations were shocking enough, you haven't heard the tales circulating about what initially caused her to lie. There are always unidentified insiders who say that Chrissy wasn't just defending herself. Rather, she was supposedly attempting to safeguard a far more sinister secret involving Chrissy, reportedly concerned that if her private relationship with Camron was revealed, it would reveal a whole series of financial entanglements between the two parties. Camron, Jim Jones, and some rather dubious business dealings. She believed that lying under testimony was not only about preserving face, but also about protecting everything because the Dipset group was using money laundering rumors, off-the-books investments, and covered side projects that no one wanted the Fed to look into. Chrissy Lampkin's goose is now not only cooked, but burnt to a crisp, as if things couldn't be much more embarrassing. The court doesn't care about your intentions when you lie under oath. Within minutes of the cartoons showing Chrissy looking pale, stiff, and obviously shaken going viral on social media, they swiftly became the internet's favorite new meme captions, ranging from hip-hop and love to lies and incarceration. And Chrissy's new Instagram and Twitter were inundated with hit show courtroom confessions, while Camron Radio remained silent, making no statements or even posting a pathetic Instagram photo, as if he was too fortunate to be under stress. And Jim Jones apparently. Jim is distraught, embarrassed, and planning his next move because loyalty bosses only go so far when public humiliation knocks on your mansion door at the end of the day, according to the same chattering insiders. It was evident in court that Chrissy Lampkin was fighting for her freedom rather than just a PR nightmare. And if the prosecution's case continued to mount as it had during opening arguments, she would lose all she had worked so hard to obtain over the years if she simply lost in court. But what happened next would turn this narrative from scandalous to disastrous because the prosecution wasn't finished yet. Oh no, they had one more ace up their sleeve, a witness that no one anticipated, and when that individual took the stand, Chrissy's defense, relationship, and reputation all fell apart in real time. The tension in the courtroom was so high, thick, you could cut it with a knife. All of the reporters, bloggers, and courtroom observers were leaning forward, their eyes wide, their phones tightly gripped, ready to publish the next viral headline. And then the door's murmurs echoed off the walls as soon as the mystery door opened, and a figure strode forward, calm and collected, holding what seemed like a hefty folder of documents under one arm. No one could respond when the judge called for an order, and the person took off their sunglasses to reveal that it was a former Dipset tour manager, an ex-friend, a deceased confidant, and a former assistant. For legal reasons, the courtroom held its breath. Mr. X had handwritten notes, emails, money transfers, printed receipts, and even transcripts of purported late-night phone calls. Mr. X stated bluntly in a cold and matter-of-fact tone that Chrissy and Camron's business meetings had allegedly been going on for years, not months. We covered for them. In reality, there were whole trips covered as drivers were bribed to remain silent. Hotel costs were covered under fictitious company names, and locations were booked under shell firms so that the courtroom could be a private meeting. Bloggers were unable to compose quickly. Furthermore, and to top it all off, Mr. X Jim Jones claimed to have no idea what was going on as he was so preoccupied with maintaining the Dipset brand that he failed to see what was going on right in front of him as the testimony continued. Photos purportedly taken by private detectives employed by suspicious insiders revealed evidence of Camron and Chrissy boarding private planes together, checking into hotels hours apart, and departing together in the hashtags Josh Chrissy Lies Josh Dipset Scandal and Camron Gate became viral on the internet when a morning photo even claimed to show Camron giving Chrissy what looked to be a diamond necklace outside of a now-closed Atlanta bar. Chrissy's courtroom drawing and the Mona Lisa were both wearing the same deadpan look in a viral photo that went viral for days and was captioned, "When you realize lying under oath wasn't worth it." False TikTok attorneys started examining the matter when drama channels on YouTube amassed millions of views in hours with posts like The Untold Truth about Chrissy and Camron's affair. And Jim Jones' betrayal surprised the fans, who were furious. Some followers fiercely defended Chrissy, with one fan account writing, "Chrissy has always held Jim down, so I don't believe this for a second. Camron must be clout chasing." Chrissy was messy, and she remained messy on Love and Hip Hop. This is nothing new. Even celebs started weighing in on an imaginary tweet from other Love and Hip Hop fans. Others weren't as understanding. The streets always talk. Read Erica Mena, a pop alumnus. And to be clear, I'm not at all shocked. Keep an eye out because the drama wasn't only on social media. Courtroom documents were leaked to Select. Unsettling financial information was revealed by blogs, which claimed Chrissy had borrowed enormous sums of money from Dipset associates under false pretenses. One entry stated she asked if it's true, spending $250,000 on a home improvement project, and then reportedly using the funds to pay a private investigator hush money for threatening to expose her and Camron would not only be fraud, but also whether it was false or not. And Chrissy stayed composed in the face of a charge that had already raised suspicions of a possible racial probe. Poker face barely cracking. But behind-the-scenes insiders claim panic has set in and Chrissy's crew is in full swing. According to one insider who spoke to an entertainment blog, they are pleading with Camron to release a statement that clears her name. But just hours after the video evidence was shown in court, Jim Jones reportedly packed his bags and left their shared New Jersey home. Camron is refusing to get involved and is ghosting everyone. Jim appears not angry, not loud, just numb like the betrayal finally broke him. Another purported insider told the same site as the courtroom spectacle continued into its second week. Even mainstream news agencies, which typically disregarded reality TV scandals, expressed their hurt. Couldn't help but run a title from hip-hop royalty to legal ruin, which led to Chrissy Lampkin's demise. Even more harshly, a tabloid cover featured Chrissy's visage with the harsh caption that read, "Lies, love, and lock up." However, there was still the question, what would Camron say? Would he testify? Would he break his silence? Then came the incident that rocked the already tumultuous courtroom on day 7 when Chrissy's legal team called Camron as a surprise witness. Although cameras weren't permitted inside, news quickly traveled that Camron had shown up at the courts with a hoodie pulled down over his face and security on either side. What happened next was that no one was prepared when Camron took the stand, and courtroom sketches showed him grinning. The same one Dipset fans were all too familiar with the lawyer's million-dollar question. "Mr. Giles, did you have an inappropriate relationship with Ms. Lampkin?" The chamber fell silent, and the sound of the courtroom clock ticking could be heard as Camron leaned into the microphone, to which __ replied, "Explain improper chaos as complete unfiltered anarchy." There were gasps and whispers across the courtroom when the judge smacked the wind gavel demanded order. Cameron's response, or lack thereof, the internet went into full-blown meltdown mode. "The damage was done," stated one of the viral headlines. After Chrissy Lampkin's defense failed and her credibility vanished, the prosecution struck, setting the stage for the most painful day of sentencing. The question now wasn't whether Chrissy Lampkin would be. The courthouse was a battle zone, and reporters crowded the door with cell phones pressed against the barricades in the hopes of catching even a hazy glimpse of Chrissy Lampkin due to the conviction. Chrissy sat motionless and mute in the courtroom, flanked by her, as the judge got ready to deliver the music punishment that everyone had been waiting for. Legal team, her face devoid of the glitzy defiance she formerly carried like a high-end ornament, Jim Jones was nowhere to be found. Camron, as usual, vanished into the New York night without saying anything more, the judge explained. The courtroom fell so still that you could hear the reporters' pens scratching frantically on notepads. Insiders, who were unimpressed and stone-faced by the carnival of celebrity drama, wasted no time. According to the evidence presented by Ms. Lampkin, the judge declared that you had been convicted of perjury and obstruction of justice for willfully giving false testimony under oath about your relationship with Mr. Camron Giles, also known as Camron. Even Chrissy's attorneys pleaded for mercy, pointing to her history of charity activity, including a well-known but potentially fraudulent foundation for hip-hop women and her emotional misery. You showed off your power and treated this courtroom like just another reality show. But the judge wasn't having it with entrepreneurs and, of course, her devoted reality TV fan audience. The legal system doesn't function on a predetermined plot, as you are going to discover. Drama: the sentence. 6 years probation, 12 months in prison, and community service. When the courthouse exploded during the service, one onlooker yelled, "Not my queen." Another was heard murmuring, "I finally got what was coming to me." The phrase "I went nuclear Chrissy" went viral. Globally, memes were all over the internet. One particularly nasty one included Chrissy in an orange jumpsuit superimposed over the Love and Hip Hop logo, which has since been renamed Lies and Lock Up the Chrissy Chronicles. Comics jumped on the trend, and the joke that Chrissy always wanted Jim to put a ring on it was delivered by an imaginary footage of a talk show presenter. However, the court simply slapped her with an ankle bracelet instead. But wait, boss, things got more crazy. Fans of diamonds to defendants. The Chrissy Lampkin story were split after the purported project promised exclusive footage, jailhouse interviews, and startling facts that the court was unable to even touch. Some nerds called "This is bigger than Chrissy." One fan wrote on Twitter, "This was a takedown of Dipset, period." The whole situation was a federal setup, alleging Chrissy was being targeted because of her ties to influential hip-hop artists. Others weren't as kind. After seeing a widely shared Instagram caption beneath the video of Chrissy sobbing in court, they realized that the consequences weren't only for Chrissy. Jim Jones disappeared from all social media and turned off his phone, according to insiders. His final tweet, which featured a mysterious black screen with the words "Sometimes silence says it all," became the news. There was a lot of feverish speculation. Had he left Chrissy permanently? Was he planning to sue her for public humiliation? Was he quietly negotiating with Netflix for his own tell-all? As usual, Camron said nothing during the Jim Jones, The Betrayal Diaries documentary. However, a week after the sentencing, he shared a casual picture of himself enjoying a Knicks game courtside with the remark, "The disrespect and audacity are still being embraced by the internet." In the meantime, Chrissy's staff rushed to repair the damage, and unnamed sources said she intended to appeal, claiming that her trial was adversely affected by celebrity prejudice. But the public's opinion had already been heard, and even foaming legal gurus on YouTube had weighed in. The only bias here is Chrissy's belief that she could fool a judge. In a strange turn of events, Chrissy Lampkin's tell-all book deal, tentatively titled The Price of Fame, My Side of the Story, was purportedly leaked by industry insiders because of the manner she used to influence reality show producers. The hits simply kept coming. Wondered if it would be a sincere confession or simply another attempt to change the past, and when you thought it was finished, there were rumors that federal investigators were surreptitiously looking into the alleged financial misconduct related to the entire scandal. If she believed this was the end, her sentence might only be the beginning, according to a fictitious source close to the investigation. A lot of money flowed around in odd ways. The Dipset family, which was once famed for their close relationship and flamboyant brotherhood, was now openly split. Camron was silent. Jim Jones was not present. Chrissy was imprisoned, and the fans were furious. As the dust settled and Chrissy was escorted out of the courtroom in handcuffs while sporting fancy sunglasses, they couldn't stop binge-watching it all like the last season of the messiest program they requested. With her expression of defiance, the public realized that this was just the start of a scandal that would be discussed and debated for years. In your opinion, did Chrissy Lampkin deserve to be punished for lying about? Did her alleged affair with Camron represent yet another instance of celebrity conceit colliding with harsh reality, or was it, as some suspect, a planned hit piece intended to permanently destroy the Dipset empire? Would like to know if justice was done, if Jim Jones was the real victim of this outrageous treachery, if Chrissy will recover with the redemption story, or if her time in the spotlight is officially over. Please share your theories and speculations. Let's start a heated discussion about conspiracy theories in the comments section below. If you believe this to be the most outrageous narrative twist of 2025 Boss, I promise you that we're only getting started. Make sure you destroy that button to forward this video to your friends. Fans of Scandal, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and activate alerts. You should not overlook what's coming up next from startling courtroom betrayals, meltdowns. Here is your front row channel. Take a seat to the most astoundingly messy and occasionally utterly improbable controversies the internet has ever witnessed. Till then, keep your popcorn ready. The drama never lets up.